Welcome back, guys, to your online source of gloominess with your host Sheena Showtime, as always. In today's video, I'm going to be dedicating my whole attention range to nothing but music because I was nominated by the lovely Danny and her amazing channel. So do me a favor and skip to her channel and check out her magically dark content to participate in a very special project of which I didn't know so far, but now I do, because it is called the Project Goth Playlist. And yeah, for the reason that I am a huge music addict and I have always been in love with especially the genres 80s post-punk, gothic rock and those kinds of things. Yeah, I surely am very proud that I have the possibility to participate in this special tag. So without further ado, let's rightly begin. So the major rule is that I, as a nominee, have to tell you about a special band which I want you to just get familiar with. So let's just begin. The band which I have chosen is not a reference in this video, but it is something fully different. It is a new band which I got to know due to the official WGT announcement list. I have chosen one band from this special list with which I fell in love immediately. They're true and very authentic, but also highly unique gothic rock soundscapes stunned me immediately when I first tuned in to the song Dark Descent. I am going to talk about Ground NERO. Ground NERO is a band from Belgium, and I just discovered them some month ago when the first WGT bands have been announced. So I just went through all of those different lists of bands which came every single week, and one week there was one band with the name Ground NERO, and I started typing in this band name and I searched for their records, and when I first tuned in to their songs, I already knew that I definitely have to visit this special live venue at WGT, and that I also have to get their records immediately. For a little bit of information, Ground NERO is a band from Belgium. They come originally directly from the 80s actually, but they haven't existed with today's name back then. So let's rightly begin with all the questions. Second question, how did you find this band? So I personally made this discovery via the official WGT band announcement list, and the band with the most distinctive sound for me personally was Ground NERO. Among all the different new bands which I was able to listen to in this different weekly band announcement, Ground NERO stood out among all the others. My personal thoughts on this band: it is in fact a short period of time, but it has in fact become one of my all-time favorite bands because their sounds and their vocals are highly influenced by the traditional and authentic 80s dark wave gothic rock scene and those kind of authentic vibes which I am always looking for when it comes to music. Let's skip to question number 4. I am going to be presenting you some additional information about this band, so you get to know the albums, the band members, some titles and those kinds of informative things. As far as what I was able to gather from all the different band interviews, I can tell you that this band is originally from Belgium, from Limburg. They are currently signed by the famous, perhaps some of you know this record label, 𝐷𝐆𝐵𝐿 record studio, which was founded by Bruno Kram, who is also the founder and one of the lead members of 𝐷𝐆𝐼, also one of my favorite bands, by the way, which I'm also going to be visiting at WGT, but this is a whole new story. Ground NERO currently does consist of 3 different band members, and since they started to form this special band, they have always done everything on their own, such as the music, the lyrics, and the individual and highly unique soundscapes. When it comes to their releases, they have currently released 2 different EPs. The first record, which has been produced by this special band, is called Beyond, whereas the other one, the newer one, is called Scales. But there is in fact a new release in the future. I'm not fully sure when it's going to be released. When I'm gathering some bits of information about this special release date, I'm of course informing you guys, as always. Their lyrics tend to be mainly inspired by special topics which have a great relevance currently in the world for the listeners or for themselves. But yeah, the general atmosphere of the lyrics is definitely influenced by the 80s dark wave past. Every single one of those band members has been participating in a true gothic rock or dark wave or cult wave band in the 80s originally, so they definitely know what they're doing. And the official lead singer, with his distinctive and yeah, just gorgeous voice, has originally been in the band 𝐿𝖓𝖊𝖓𝖊𝖓, and this is also a huge recommendation for you guys, so please check this band out. They have lots of good songs, but not all of them are available online, so I definitely recommend you to go searching for the vinyl editions if you have the possibility to do so. So first of all, we have Peter, who is responsible for the bass lines, Nomad, who is responsible for playing guitar, programming all the individual synth lines, drums, and also the samples for the individual songs. He also has other tasks such as marketing, the general organization and management of the band. So those two musicians are responsible for the foundation of the music, so for the technical and yeah, just general soundscape features. Then we have just the vocals and the lyrics left, which are provided by the lead singer, who's called Guido. So where does the band name 𝐻𝐻 come from? So 𝐻𝐻 has a lot of different meanings and symbolization. So either it could represent the music being rooted in the 80s dark wave and gothic rock scene, or it could also reflect the coal mining areas around Limburg, where the band originally does come from, but it's also linked to the dark soul of us humans, of course. But let's skip to the individual lyrics and their songs. So for the reason that 𝐻𝐻 has only released 9 different songs, I have decided to show you all of them. I in fact have a lot of different favorite songs from this band. One of my favorite is definitely Bannockburn. It's definitely a history-inspired song, which we can also discover by its name. It reflects the Battle of Bannockburn, which took place in Scotland, and it definitely also has, lyric-wise, lots of reflections of the history past. This song immediately, yeah, just overwhelmed me sound-wise, so let's begin. Next, I'd love to continue with another song which I favor a lot, and this song was actually the first song with which I got addicted, Run From Your Relatives. The atmosphere in this song is more than fascinating. You do have to confess this. If you're also having a similar opinion about this one or a fully different one, then please leave a comment down below. You're free to comment as always, and also share your own recommendations when it comes to this band or other bands which are playing at WGT. But I definitely favor this band a lot, so please keep the comments about 𝐻𝐻. So next, I would love to continue with Dark Descent, because this was the second song which I favored from this band, and which I actually listened to in the beginnings some month ago.
Bring me to a better tomorrow. Walking this way. When you're walking this way,
So let's continue with Karashi. Karashi is lyric-wise referring to the eponymous Japanese word karashi, which could be translated as death due to overwork, especially when it comes to a huge pressure to perform for the individual. And yeah, this deals with an important topic which also is some kind of relevant for the European world as well. We don't have that much death due to work issues compared to Asian countries such as Japan, but we also do have a lot of struggles of people getting depressed because of their work struggles, because of the high competitions when it comes to professional matters, and we do have a lot of physical and also mental strains of people. Most of the workers nowadays are strained out thousands of psychologists all around Europe have to deal with those problems of the individuals, and this is in fact a huge problem. So I was very fun to get to know that this band is also dealing with those topics as well. But apart from the relevance, when it comes to lyrics, the song is just a masterpiece on its own. So let's just begin. So let's continue with another song which I want to introduce in this video, and this song is called 𝐵𝐵. This is an older song which was released on the EP Beyond, the first EP of NERO, which was by the way released in 2016. The newer one, 𝐒𝐮𝐫𝐽 was released last year. So let's continue with 𝐵𝐵.
Your integrity could be the weapon to kill yourself. Love will keep me on the road as it saves me all the time. What I want to be in the dark with you.
It surely has one of the most beautiful lyrics which I've ever heard. I do have to confess this to you guys, and I'm also very fascinated by those bass and guitar lines, of course. So let's continue with Arctic. This was the first title on the Beyond EP.
But still the nature breaks the leaves. Restless snow integrates the Arctic world. High pressure still has states. The Arctic world. Restless snow integrates.
Could any song reflect the coldness and those cold and harsh winds of the Arctic better than this one? Please write a comment down below. So next I'm going to be continuing with The Trouble Beyond, because this was also one of my favorite songs which I listened to.
Skipped again in silence, angry should I be? Oh, blind, you took it all from me. Trouble beyond every step you take, moving around, getting closer to break. Even the vampire stays awake, hunting the needs to illuminate.
But let's now fully continue with the Scales EP, with the newer one, and continue with a song which I also highly appreciate. This is called Parasites. And what I have to state, especially when it comes to this song, is that the electronic elements are creating such a distinctive atmosphere, which I've never discovered in any other band ever before. And of course in the 80s, those kinds of soundscapes weren't possible because of, just electronical matters, but now it is possible. So please don't reject those kinds of new methods, because I've heard so many people claiming and arguing about the fact that, those new soundscapes make such new possibilities which differ from the 80s, so it's not original anymore. So please guys, bands have to make something unique and they have to make a statement on their own. So how should they just copy something else when that isn't unique? Please let those novelties be novelties, because those novelties can emerge into something amazing. And this is what we can discover within bands such as NERO. The final song which I want to show to you is Plethora. Plethora definitely counts to my absolute favorites of this band, so tune into it. song is definitely one of my absolute favorites, and I would be so glad if Grand NERO would be playing this specific song live at WGT, because then I would just be so happy. And this is an amazing song. So we've already come to the end of our music showing and our Project Goth tag. I am going to say a huge thank you to the original channel who started this whole amazing tag, which was the House of Wyvern. Please check this couple's video out. They make such lovely dark content. Please check them out, by the way. And of course Danny from her marvelous channel, which I also admire a lot. Please check her video out as well. And also the other Project Goth collaborating YouTubers, of course. I am going to be ending this video now. I hope you enjoyed my music discovery sharing series. Write a comment down below if you want to see more of those kind of things, such as tags or music related stuff coming up on my channel in the next few weeks. I am in pre-WGT mood at the moment because I do have a lot of preparations. I am currently self-sewing all my different outfits for all different days, and this is a lot of work because I also have to finish my other customers' appointments, which just takes so much time at the moment. But yeah, I do have to make some money as well. But now I'm gonna be ending this video. Stay weird, unique and obscure. Thousands of virtual black hearts, Sheena, and my gloomy friends, as always. So see you soon in my next video. Lots of love and good music, of course. Have a marvelously gloomy day. Bye for now.